walked by the Fontana shelter the other day, yesterday. It was lousy with people.
Oh, glad I didn't go down there. So we're on Fontana Dam and we're going to be heading out. We just left the lodge and heading up to the Smokies. We're trying to do, I think 17 miles is where Captain Von Trapp is trying to get to. He's trying to meet his wife at Clingmans Dome, I think, or I can't remember the city that he's driving into, but I'm probably not going to go into town. I'm going to just try to stroll through and smoke the Smokies and be on to Standing Bear Farm. I think the Smokies are a 60-mile stretch maybe, so it's going to be a 3, 4, 5, 6 days and have just about that much food. He said he was going to take like 3 or 4 days with his wife, so I'm not quite sure if we'll hook up or not in the future as far as hiking together, but it's been an enjoyable time. He's a character, and it's been nice to be able to get to know him, and Patriarch should be catching up at some point. So it was nice to meet those guys. I hope that we do run into each other further down trail, but in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the next couple of days hiking and hanging out, and hopefully meet up with some others down trail that we can hike out of the Smokies with. So I'll keep you guys posted on where we're setting up camp tonight, and see you then. Coming up on Molly's shelter, I guess. Cap's videoing. I'm videoing. There's a bunch of people up here. We're gonna see who's up here. Sergeant Pepper.
Would you like
Yeah, but I don't think...
Remy.
What's your name?
Remy. Oops.
Remy?
Yeah, Remy. Nice to meet you. Yeah. It's beautiful up here. Quiet. Serene. Nice little woodland. Pretty old tree. It's gigantic. A couple 100 years old, I bet. Pretty cool. I'd like to see it blossom. Would you say it was about 18 miles today? 18 something? You're on the first camp in the Smokies. Did 17 miles yesterday. We're going to try to do about 12 to 13 today. And it's supposed to be nasty out. It's going to rain, thunder shower, and they're supposed to have gusts up to like 65 miles an hour. So we're supposed to spend one more night out here, and Cap has his wife coming into town, possibly picking us up at Clingmans Dome. So I'll let you know how it goes. It's kind of beautiful. Eye of the beholder, I guess. Kind of getting up on top here. Fontana Lake down there. Morning walk. Got me up this high. You guys hiking the whole trail, or?
We're finishing up a flip-flop that we started last year.
Really?
So we're heading Springer.
Congratulations. Yeah, I just started on the 10th of March and headed north.
Yeah,
Yeah, so very nice to meet you guys. Best of luck. It's been a good run.
It's had its ups and downs.
Challenges.
Yeah. And some challenges, but yeah, it's an incredible journey, and you're gonna love it.
Did you guys pick up any trail names on the way?
I go by Irish.
Irish?
Rerun.
Rerun?
How about
Nice to
you?
meet you. Remy. Remington, yeah. That's Captain Von Trapp behind you there. We've been doing some hiking together, and looking forward to maybe escaping the weather tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in it tonight, but tomorrow we got a room.
Yeah.
He's had more people stop him about that.
The Bills hat. Well, I have a Buffalo Bills credit card, and every time I hand that over, somebody's like, "Oh, you're a Bills fan? I'm from so and so," and so that's always a nice key.
Our daughter went to school with Josh Allen at University of Wyoming.
Outstanding.
She didn't play her cards right. She's not Mrs. Josh Allen, but yeah. So.
That's cool.
Met two guys yesterday from Rochester.
Yeah.
Gal from Syracuse.
Yeah.
Lots of folks.
There are. I met somebody from Geneva the other day. Hiked with him for a little while, and a couple other guys from Finger Lakes, Watkins Glen. So it's nice.
New York's being repped.
Yeah, repping New York, the real New York, not the city.
Right. That's where I live.
Yeah. See you guys later. Have a good trip. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but just ran into Irish and Rerun. They're doing a flip-flop. They started. They're on their way to Springer, and they're from Canandaigua. So that's pretty cool to run into some more New Yorkers on the trail. No, it's not a waterfall. It's the trail. So camp tonight or shelter shouldn't be more than like maybe 2 or 3 miles. The hill or tree line up there, you can't see it, but it's a pretty significant drop off from that top knoll, and that's Clingmans Dome. That's 7.9 from the last sign I saw, and we're gonna try to hit that tomorrow. So be a short day tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. We'll see what happens tonight and how early we can get up there. But what I'm trying to do right now is beat the rain that we're getting today before I get to shelter. See how many people are there. Cap's behind me. I don't know, probably maybe half a mile, quarter mile. See if they have room for 2 more, and if not, maybe we push on, but probably not. Weather's supposed to turn bad pretty soon, and we'd like to get out of it, so catch up at the shelter. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's raining now, and it's a race to the shelter. There's 2 people ahead of me, Cap's behind me. Not sure who's there or even how far. My phone's dead right now. So, like I said, race to the shelter to not only stay dry, but to reserve a space for yourself. Otherwise, you're setting up a tent in the rain and getting into all their stuff in the rain. So, I'll be there soon, I hope. So we just got news that the road to Newfound Gap is closed. That means that we're stuck on the mountain for at least another 24 hours. It'll open up on 11 p.m. on Saturday. So we have 2 options to get to 2 different shelters tomorrow, one near Clingmans Dome and the one beyond that near Newfound Gap, and then hopefully get out of here on Sunday morning. We have 3 or 4 people here needing resupplies, including Cap and 2 others that we're with. I'm good for 3 or 4 more days, but probably going to have to dry out and warm up at some point. It's getting pretty cold out, and we got a nice little fire started over here. But it's getting pretty wet out, so we'll let you know what's going on later. Now it's coming down. Well, tried to show you guys a kind of couple short clips of the storms that came through last night. There were certainly some significant gusts of wind. I don't know if they reached 60 to 65. But that was the projection, and they also are projecting that throughout today until about 11 p.m. So they've closed the road to Gatlinburg and to Clingmans Dome until 11 p.m. tonight. It did pour quite a bit, and now it's probably around, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock and the sun's out, but we're still, I guess, expecting some significant wind coming up, and I'm not sure about the rain. So we had a couple that stayed in a tent over behind us. The water poured in this morning pretty good and ran right through the shelter. So everybody's kind of up and drying things out. And I just slipped off these logs and right into the water. But there's camp, what it looks like, soaked. And there's the rest of the trail going up there. Clingmans Dome, 4.3 miles. It's our morning walk. This is beautiful up here. Nice stand-up pines up at the top. Sun shining. Water washed out everything away. Nice clean day to start. Ridge running with Remy. Smoky Mountains. Remy and Cap. Everything's covered in moss. Sunshine shining through spots. It's beautiful. Came up to the next shelter, which was only another 1.9 miles. And they have a privy here, so I'm gonna go use the toilet and wait for Cap, and then more than likely we're going to be heading to the next shelter, and then, well, I would say probably Clingmans Dome, and I'm assuming his wife is going to have the okay to come up here and pick us up, so that'll be nice. And it'll be a short day. I'll get a resupply today, and I'll be out first thing tomorrow morning because I gotta make up some time from Fontana. So we just left the shelter and are heading to Clingmans Dome with Cricket up ahead of me. She stayed in the shelter with us last night and is gonna be heading to Newfound Gap. I decided to hike with her alongside her until we get there. I think it's 11 miles, and the Cap's gonna be picked up at Clingmans Dome. The reason I'm not going with him is because there's not a whole lot of shuttles that run from there, so unless you have a private ride, it'd be hard for me to get back on. So the plan is to hike out 11 today, go into town for resupply and dinner, and then get back on trail tomorrow as best I can and put in 5-7 miles to get to the next shelter. So a little change in plans, but good hiking weather today. Sun's out, nice and cool, occasionally breezy, but still very nice. She did talk about quitting trail and kind of getting back into it. So she talked about seeing her husband back in Australia and finally deciding that it's the right time to get a new pup, a rescue, and kind of move on. So it's been a long 6 days on trail. So she's going to take a 0, and she decided to hike along with her. Maybe it's a good idea. Can't describe how beautiful it is. And everything's nice and green and lush, and it's just beautiful. I can't be thankful how lucky I am to be able to do this. It takes planning, it takes sacrifice, and it takes support. And if anybody has a dream of doing this, or anything for that matter, I think those things are important. Birds are chirping. It's just a great day to be out. Cricket's out of sight and the wind's picked up, but it's still beautiful. And the last time I saw it's like 2.5 miles to Clingmans Dome. It's been a relatively low ascent, not very steep, so let's hopefully keep our fingers crossed that continues, and we'll be there in no time. So I was just reflecting on some of the conversation we had last night around the shelter and the fire and whatnot. And we talked about when it's time to call it quits or go home or whatever it is. Like I said, Cricket said she had contemplating quitting and thought the trail had given her what she needed. Cap even mentioned it, but I thought it prior to him saying it, is that you know, once he meets up with his wife, is he going to continue on? And you know, when's enough for each one of us? So he made a comment that this trail or trip, yeah, is an adventure, but it's not, you know, for self-discovery, or, you know, many people are on the trail to find out who they are. And I'm thinking very similar. I know who I am, but maybe it's not about discovering yourself, but reinventing yourself, maybe, you know, and just pondering that. It's the Tennessee side. It's 12:39. I just seen it at the top of the next hill, which is up that way. I don't know if we'll get another glimpse of it. There's a kind of tower up there, and then the platform goes out to my left. And I just came up a pretty steep incline, worked up a nice sweat. Looks like we have a little dip, a little dipsy doodle, and then another incline. So 12:39, I hope to be there by 1:30. We'll see what time I get there. I think I can do it easily in that time. So we hiked up to Clingmans Dome, down the trail, skipped over, I don't know where it was, and got on the road. And probably hiked, what, 6 miles on the road, all right. And we're here now, wherever here is. Looks like Newfound Gap is 0.2, and Gatlinburg is 15 miles.
6 miles!
All right, man, all right. So Squirrel and I made it to North Carolina, Tennessee state line, elevation 5,046 feet, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So we just left Newfound Gap. There's what, 15 miles to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The road's closed to the park
Due to quote unquote high winds.
right, which we I don't know, necessarily we don't agree with, I guess. We're gonna see how fast it takes us, or how long it takes us, how fast we can do this to get into Gatlinburg. It's 4 o'clock, 4:02. We'll give you an update when we either drop dead or get there.
Walk into Gatlinburg. 15 miles.
Oh man. So we're averaging about 15-minute miles right now. We're at mile 13, 13 miles to go. It is update 4:31, so we're doing well on time. So Gatlinburg or bust. So we're at 5:16. We're less than 10 miles. We've done a double digits yet, so making good time. We had about, I don't know, 8 more miles to town, and Optimistic comes reeling in with his car, picked us up. We drove back up to Clingmans Dome to see if there's anybody else, or if we could, he somehow got a combination lock from the Rangers. We see if we can come pick anybody else up, but we're gonna go back down. He's gonna get some pictures, so we really appreciate him. We appreciate his ride, and hopefully we'll be in town and getting something to eat here in a little bit. Yeah, everything hurts at this point, man, except for my morale. It's high as sky right now. Yeah.
Finally, we have a good experience.
Yeah, it's been great now. It's a good day.
Was your bear box? Was it in the trash?
Oh man. All right. You're doing it. It's gonna be a good time.
Have you?
So we got a message from Cap on our way down here, and it just started coming through, and I think it was here, and he just said, hunker down, I'm in a bathroom, there's supposed to be 80-mile-an-hour winds, the entire park shut down.
He's not in this mountain, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Do you know of anyone else who might be needing a ride
Traveling,
somewhere?
I haven't seen anyone. I've been here.
So apparently he was like talking to the Rangers and people at the, you know, about like stranding, leaving stranded people up there and not being able to help them. And apparently he got their padlock number from the Rangers and has been coming up and back and forth, at least on it twice.
End all be all.
Well, I'm glad he didn't have to spend it sleeping in a bathroom. Yeah. Yeah, this is part of the journey, you know, we're doing this. Yep, this is part of it. We have earned the opportunity to get some steak, some beer, some wine, and a nice room. to sleep in. All right, so we're on a mission to find a hotel and hopefully maybe go to Howard's. Take a look around. I always do a little inspection of the place.